Now you listen here. Okay, if you don't give me that tech news right now, I am walking off this set and I am never coming back.
Linus, you're supposed to give them the tech. That's not
Oh,
exactly.
shoot. Microsoft and GameStop made some kind of deal last week to have the retail chain use Microsoft's cloud infrastructure in its backend and have its employees use Surface products at work. But GameStop investors were also told by the company that the deal included GameStop getting a share of the revenue from all digital sales on Xbox console units sold by GameStop. Now, the exact details of the deal are unclear, with some insiders saying that the percentage of sales GameStop will get might be as low as 1%. But hey, if you're GameStop, that might be enough to make it worthwhile. As GameStop's physical stores have been struggling for quite some time, and Sony is predicted to sell more next-gen consoles than Microsoft. So then maybe with this little bit of encouragement, GameStop will be inclined to push Xboxes a little harder than PlayStations, even if the target audience consists of a few confused grandmas just trying to get the kids something for Christmas.
Christmas?
Wow, Microsoft, targeting grandmas? What happened to Don't Be Evil? Wait, that was Google.
That's Google, Linus.
You can't script mistakes for me, then correct me. The Oculus Quest 2 launched this week, and enthusiasts' concerns about the headset's Facebookening have apparently pretty much come true. Quest 2 users without Facebook accounts had to create one in order to log in, a new requirement with this headset. But once some of those users linked their Facebook and Oculus accounts, they were banned for unknown reasons, turning their fancy new VR gadget into an inconveniently shaped bookend. Facebook says they're trying to help those that are affected, but the incident does kind of serve as vindication for those who do not like the fact that what is basically the coolest piece of mainstream VR tech out there is owned and operated by Zuckerberg and co. Reviews of the headset from those who are not bothered by such privacy concerns have been generally positive. It does have a sharper screen, more powerful chip, and a cheaper price after all, not to mention that it's lighter. But is all that worth it if you know that Mark is watching you sweat through your underwear playing Beat Saber?
I think it's more worth it.
Just something to think about.
Watch me. No. Linus, no.
And bad news for those holding on to their Google Play Music subscriptions for dear life, like me. The ship is going down. Not later, but currently. The service has stopped working on smart speakers that use Google Assistant, and users can no longer purchase music from the Google Play Store. Now, if you're determined to keep getting music from a Google service, then YouTube Music is meant to be your new home, and Google did just release an app for the service on Apple Watch, but then confusingly, not on their own smartwatch platform, Wear OS, showing that the company's attitude towards supporting its own products is as confusing as ever.
What do you want?
But hey, at least if you want to identify a song that you hear playing on a service other than Google Play Music, you can hum or sing it into search now and get a presumably fairly accurate answer. I wonder if it'll recognize the Techlinked theme song.
How does that go?
I wonder if they'll make family sharing work on YouTube Music.
Okay.
I have a family plan, and because YouTube doesn't let kids use it, they can use Google Play Music, but they can't use YouTube Music.
It's coming later, Linus.
Now it's time for you for the butt Quacks, brought to you by VESSI Footwear. VESSI's known for making shoes that are light, comfortable, and most importantly, water resistant, allowing you to walk in almost any terrain while keeping your feet as dry as the vacuum of space, but not as cold. Check out the new weekend shoe. It's great for dressing up or down, and in fact, some of us are wearing them right now, even though it's not technically the weekend yet. How dare you! Get back to work! Grab yourself a pair and use offer code Techlinked to get $25 off each pair at vessi.com/techlinked. Silly rabbit, quack butts are for kids and for other people.
Yeah.
A leaker on Twitter claims that a Core i7 part from Intel's upcoming Rocket Lake S lineup can turbo up to 5.2 gigahertz, while the Core i9 can reach up to 5.5. In a separate leak, an Alder Lake S CPU is pictured, which will use a larger LGA 1700 socket. And everyone knows, the more pins you've got, the more performance you get.
That's just math.
Well, maybe not, but hey, if you can't beat them, make your socket bigger.
That's what my grandma used to say.
According to political insiders, the US Justice Department and the European Union are looking at whether to force Google to sell off Chrome, since Chrome-based browsers account for over 70% of the market. But like, in fairness, what are we supposed to do? Use Firefox?
Linus.
Actually, that is a real option.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Firefox users. We love you guys. YouTube is joining Facebook and Twitter in taking steps to crack down on content related to the QAnon conspiracy. Is that how you pronounce it, or is it QAnon? I don't know, it doesn't matter, it's stupid. Now, this doesn't mean a ban on all QAnon related content, but just that any content that targets individuals or groups with conspiracy theories that have been used to justify violence will be prohibited. Because you're allowed to think that NASA is made of cheese, for all you want, really, as long as you don't try to blow it up. After facing a lawsuit over faulty Xbox controllers experiencing joystick drift, Microsoft has extended the warranty for the Elite Controller Series 2 to 1 year, up from 90 days. I mean, how'd they get away with a 90-day warranty on a controller in the first place? Even though joystick drifting does actually sound like a super cool move from a Fast and Furious movie. He's joystick drifting. And in a year that saw Doom running on a pregnancy test and a smart fridge, of course, someone would not only run the game on a graphing calculator, but would also power that calculator with a room full of moldy potato batteries. The metaphors are simply too real. We better just end this episode before we get even more real and I start getting sick from mold inhalation. Yeah, so come back on Monday for more tech news. I promise it'll taste at least as good as moldy potatoes.
That's a Linus guarantee.